December the 5th, 5th day of Vlogmas, and I am outside. I came out to start my car to let it warm up, and I saw this beautiful sight that I wanted to share with you. This is the planet Venus, and this is the waning crescent moon. It looks like it's about to become the new moon. I believe the new moon is tomorrow or the next day. I think it's Friday because that's the day the midwinter moon Cow starts. But isn't this beautiful? I wish that you could see it in person because of course this video doesn't do it justice. It's just a Venus is just this glittering diamond in this sea of dark blue, and then you've got the moon just there almost in the twilight of morning. So just so beautiful. I wanted to share that with you this morning. So we're going to get started on our day for December 5th of Vlog. Well, we're sitting because someone forgot to turn on the rear defroster. That would be me. So it is 24 degrees here at the farm this morning, which is about -3.5, a little bit less than -3.5 Celsius. And I didn't look that up. I actually figured that out in my head. Haha. Anyway, so we're waiting on the car to defrost. It is chilly this morning. Definitely a knitwear time of day. So we're gonna head to work, and today's agenda at work is I've got to record some grades on the student projects, and then give them back their projects and their tests that I graded yesterday. I have a planetarium show today, and then I'm meeting a friend and co-worker for lunch because she has a microwave she's interested in giving away, and I'm going to give it a good new home. So yay! Well, I got all my grades recorded. So one thing I took the time to do is this is the color chart out of that piece of needlework that I'm doing, and these symbols are very small. When you look at it, you know, it's kind of small. So I went to our copy machine in the office and I blew them up twice the size, so now I can see what's going on. Plus I photocopied the color chart, and I think what I'm going to do, I'll actually probably use the one off the backing because it's stiffer. Tonight, the first thing I'm going to do before I work on this is I'm going to go through and snip pieces of all these colors off and put them on here so I can match them up, make sure I use the right color in the right place. Pro tip, right? I'm sure everybody in the world that does needlework has already thought of that, but I'm going to do that tonight. Well, I just either freaked my class out or made them really happy. I decided that this year for the final, I want to see what they've learned from the class. So instead of doing the traditional final, they have to write me an essay about something that they've learned in my class and how they think it's going to shape their future career or going to be have some impact in their future career. I'm curious to see. You know, we teach these classes to these they're not physics majors, they're going to be doctors or physical therapists or biologists or whatever, but physics does matter, you know, to all those careers. And so I'm curious to see what their take on this class was. And so I said, you know, tell me some interesting, cool thing that you've learned, or something that you're going to take away that you think is going to influence your future career, and tell me about that. Tell me something that you're going to take away that you think you'll remember from now on from this class. So I'm curious to see what they do. So that's going to be their final. They looked at me like I was a little bit freaked, you know, like I had grown 3 heads all of a sudden. And then they realized, oh, that's going to be fun. So we'll see. I like to do things a little different, shake things up a little bit. So that's the luxury of being a tenured full professor, I guess, is you can do that without fear of repercussion. It frees you up to be more, creative academically. So we'll see. Cool. Well, it is a little bit before 11 o'clock and I am getting ready to do my planetarium show. I have a group coming at 11, so I am going to get some stuff pulled up here for them and get ready for their show. So normally what we do is we show a movie and then we do a star tour, and or unless they have special requests. So this is the program that we use. It's called Digistar 5, and then our planetarium has 2 projectors. It's a 2-projector system from Evans and Sutherland. There is a projector up front, and then there's one right above my head here. And so it fills up the dome, which right now I just have the opening slideshow up. So I'm going to get set up here for my 11 o'clock group. One of the things I usually do is show a movie before when the kids first get here, because it gives them a chance to settle down. I'm going to show The Secret Lives of Stars today, and while it's showing, I can crochet. Right now I'm just waiting for them to get here, so I'm crocheting a few rows on my anglerfish. So luckily there's a little light back here, so I have enough light. Sounds like they're here, so we're going to get started.
Most people around the world know the name of a famous star, a Hollywood star. Very few people know the names of the real stars.
So right now the sun is moving lower in the sky. It's moving further south, but on December 21st, it will appear to stay in the same position on the horizon for a couple of days when it comes for sunrise and sunset. And that's where the word solstice comes from. But it'll be our longest hours of nighttime for the year. So now we're going to move on. We're going to let the sun go on and set. The sun is setting right now around 5 o'clock or so, 4:45 or 5 o'clock. So we're moving on to sunset. And then as the sun sets, we'll begin to notice that we can see planets and different constellations. And you'll notice the moon coming up there. It'll be just almost full on the solstice. Has this constellations in the wintertime sky, and it has some of the most amazing objects in it of all the deep sky objects in the winter sky. We have 2 bright stars in Orion. We have the blue giant Rigel and the red giant Betelgeuse, which are some of the stars that the movie talked about. But in Orion's sword, what you will see is the star-forming region, the Great Nebula of Orion. The Great Nebula of Orion was mentioned in the movie as one of the large star-forming regions very close to Earth. And within it is embedded some hot young stars called the trapezium. So there's the figure of Orion in the sky. There's Mercury. And then we'll bring in Mars, which is actually a lot smaller than you might think, and last but not least, Venus. And so we're still feeling pretty good. Oh, never mind. We were feeling pretty good about ourselves until Jupiter showed up. Jupiter is our largest planet. It is a gas giant planet. The great red spot that you can see there is actually 3 times the diameter of the Earth, and that's a hurricane that's persisted for several hundred years. So Jupiter is the biggest thing in our solar system, except for one other thing, and that would be the sun. So let's bring in the sun. So there's the sun. And to give you an idea of just how big the sun is compared to the Earth, what we'll do is turn off all of the other planets and leave a little marker that represents the size of the Earth. So that little dot there is the Earth compared to the sun. Now, when we look at the nighttime sky, a lot of the stars that you can see are actually the size of the sun or smaller. But there is a limit to how small a star can be. If the star is too small, or if the ball of gas is too small, it simply will not get hot enough in the center to ignite the hydrogen fusion processes that the movie talked about, and then it is just a brown dwarf. So Jupiter is too small to ever become a star because it just simply does not get hot enough in its interior to ignite the energy generation process that fuels the sun. But what's not as clear is how big can stars get. So let's go the other way and look at some larger stars. So the movie talked about the star Sirius A, which is a very bright star because it's close. Then I mentioned Pollux, the head of Gemini, one of the Gemini twins. Arcturus was not mentioned in the movie, but it's another red giant star. And then the Eye of the Bull, Aldebaran. And then lastly, we talked about Rigel in the movie. Rigel is a blue supergiant that's almost 80 times the diameter of our sun. So if we put our sun up there, that's how big Rigel would be. But we're not done yet. We bring in the star Antares, which is almost 900 times the diameter of the sun, and the star Betelgeuse at almost 1,000. These are stars late in their life evolution, and they are probably about to explode. But the largest star that we know of is UY Scuti, which is almost 1,700 times the diameter of our sun. So if we put the sun up there, it would just be a tiny little dot. Well, I'm walking over to meet my friend and co-worker for lunch. It's actually a place that I could walk to from my office, but because she's bringing me a microwave, I had to drive my car. Don't fancy the idea of carrying a microwave back to my office. So it's called the Twisted Taco. It's really pretty good. But anyway, there's our campus. You can see the fountain over there. You've seen that before. It's a beautiful sunny day here, and I'm starving, so I'm looking forward to some Twisted Taco food. Oh, I had a good lunch with Jennifer and good visit. It's always nice to visit with like-minded people, and now I'm going back in to I'm on a hiring committee for a potential new lecturer, and we've got a Skype interview with them at 2 o'clock, so I'm going back in to do the Skype interview. So then I'll be able to go home. So anyway, that's the life of a professor. Teaching, grading, meetings, committees, blah-de-blah-de, lather, rinse, repeat. Well, I'm at a familiar place. I'm at the feed store. A couple of reasons. I needed cat and dog food because with many as I have, I go through it fairly quickly. Also, Miss Betsy called me and her dogs was having some worming issues. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure the co-op will have the wormer that you need for the dog. So I offered to stop and get her some. And I also picked up a couple more copies of the Farmer's Almanac for the Almanac Make-Along. And I got some little, they give away free calendars every year. I got my farm calendars already from here, but I picked up some of these little stick-on calendars. I like to put these in Christmas presents for people. And then the other cool thing that they have is their wildlife calendars. These always have the prettiest pictures in them. So pick me up some calendars. I got Miss Betsy's dog wormer here. I'm gonna run that by her house, and then I'm gonna go on home. So exciting days, right? Welcome to the Physicist Farmgal life. Anyway, we're gonna head on to the house. This is Miss Betsy's house. This is the oldest house in town. It was one of the first ones built here when the town moved up from the river to its current location. This was Colonel Embry's house, and then it was the town doctor's house. And then that house next door used to be the hotel, the Blue House. There's the Catholic Church. And I think this house down here, I don't know if it used to be the hotel or not, also. And then there's the depot. So, yep. Downtown Adkins. And Miss Betsy is perturbed with me because I won't tell her how much that wormer is, because I'm not going to let her pay for it, because she is always and forevermore buying me lunch when we go somewhere. So I am not telling her how much that wormer is. She's just going to have to get glad in the same pants she got mad in. She went in to get she always gets me a town newspaper, and then the antiques paper that's got the little information and quizzes and stuff in it. So she went in to get that, but she's aggravated with me because I wouldn't tell her how much it was. Yeah, there's no day that I get to not do anything. At the bare minimum, I have to feed these guys. But honestly, that's okay. They give me direction and they give me focus and they give me love. Although sometimes I think it's just because I bring them feed. No, I know that's not true. Anyway, I'm home. I've got a sack of chicken feed here I need to pour out and feed. And they need some water too. And then I gotta try to get the tractor started and put out some hay. So I'll check back in with y'all in a little bit. Hey girls, I got you some feed. Hey girls. Oh. Hey guys. Yeah, I'll get you some water in just a second, sister. Yeah, I'll get you some water in just a second. Yeah. About 5 o'clock, 5:15 maybe. The dogs heard me drive up on the tractor. I got the hay put out for the cattle, and now the last chore I have to do before I can go inside is to water the rabbits. So I drew a bucket of water here, and I'm going to carry it around there because it's supposed to get down to 27 tonight. I didn't really want to drain hoses tonight, so I just decided to draw a bucket of water instead and carry it around there, which is fine. If you watched my last full podcast episode, I read the piece about the farm tying you down. And one of the things I love about this time of year, even though I'm working after dark a lot of times, the air is so clean and so fresh, and you can smell wood smoke, like people burning wood fires, and the crunch of the leaves under my feet. And occasionally you get to hear the geese fly over. There's just something very magical about a winter evening, right as the sun sets and you're in dusk. It's not quite dark yet. Of course, yours is going to bark now and kind of ruin the ambiance, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm going to water the rabbits and get in the house. Well, I'm in the house and I'm looking at patterns to make with that beautiful yarn that Miss Mary sent me, and I think I'm going to make this one. It's a DK weight shawl that's crochet. It's crocheted with an H hook, and I love the name, Happiness Blooms from Within. I think that's the perfect project for that beautiful gift that she gave me. So I've got it saved, and I think I'm going to go wind yarn and start it. Look at those sweet kitty cats. Give a kitty something. Give a kitty something. They love each other. Good boys. Okay, so I got my yarns wound. They kind of look like Neapolitan ice cream. And I got to start here on this Happiness Blooms from Within shawl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work a few more rows of this, and then I'm going to start strapping in one of the other colors and kind of try to do a little bit of a fade, although I know it won't look exactly like that in crochet as it does in knitting. I also pulled out all my oranges, all the different oranges in my needlework kit, and have laid them out here in the order they are listed on the key. And I'm going to go through and work all the orange sections first, and then come back and maybe do all the blue and so forth and so on. I think that will work the best for me. Yeah, so I think that's good. The kitties are laying here. Oh, look at them sweet boys. You're so sweet. And here's Willie hearing me talking, so he wants to be in on the action. Liking that box, Baxter? And then Fizzy is perched up there like a gargoyle. Oh, mercy. Well, me and Willie are going to call it a night here for this December 5th, the 5th day of Vlogmas. One of my friends from the knitting group, Nancy, shared a link on how to use sweatshirts to make jackets for your doggies. So I think I'm going to look and see if I have some old worn out sweatshirts, or try to go to the thrift store and pick up some sweatshirts and make Willie and Smiley a jacket, because they do get cold this time of year. They don't have any winter hair whatsoever. But anyway, I got a good start on my crafting tonight. Tomorrow is at Adkins, although I think we may be canceled tomorrow because I think they're doing testing. I'm not even going to start on standardized testing today. But anyway, and we've got a pretty crummy weather day, it looks like. I think maybe I'm going to make a pot of beef stew, which would be wonderful for cold weather, and make some cornbread to go with it. But anyway, so I'm going to call it a night here for Vlogmas. I hope you enjoy this one. And y'all be good to each other and take care of each other. And what, Willie? What are you going to tell them? Peace out. Bye, y'all.